Hello guys, welcome to this video tutorial. This is part 3 from our automation testing best practices webinar. This is Bakshu from MeritPros. In this video, we are going to cover two important key areas of automation. They are 1. Maintaining the automation, 2. Automation current trends. The trends we are going to discuss will remain on the top for next couple of years as well. We are going to look at very important current trends, so don't miss and watch till end of the video. Going further, please join our YouTube family. Click the subscribe button to never miss our videos and watch them first. Also, like the video and comment on the video. The more likes and comments I get from you, it is really going to motivate me. Then going further, maintaining the automation. This is going to be a continuous job. Time to time we need to maintain the framework. So this is like continuous job. So generally, if you don't plan automation well, maintaining the automation code will become very challenging job after few months. From the early stages, like when starting your automation, when planning your automation, and then developing the automation, in the early stages, consider maintenance in advance, like consider the maintenance work, then foresee whatever issues, then plan those stages very well, execute those stages very well so that maintenance is going to be easy. In some worst cases, you may get no ROI as well. So if you don't plan those early stages well, then you end up with no ROI. So whatever you are spending, like resources, money, time, whatever, you are not getting the results. You are just spending your time in maintaining and you are not finding the bugs. Your automation is like worthless. So avoid that situation. So while doing the above stages, like whatever, starting the automation, planning, reporting, executing whatever, your CI setup, your hybrid automation framework, your automation tool. So when considering those areas, keep maintenance in mind and make sure that whatever you do, that is going to reduce the maintenance work later. Then coming to the maintenance work that is not in your hands, because let's say there is your application, definitely there are going to be change requests, there are going to be a feature request that is not in your hand, that is coming from the business. There is a new client for your business and they want a specific feature, they want a specific change request, then definitely you cannot control that. So now we are talking about change requests. So continuously monitor AUT changes. Let's say there is a new change request, like changing the login functionality or changing the login UI. So continuously monitor AUT changes. Let's say there is a change request that will change some AUT UI. Then definitely if you follow the proper standards, Agile and DevOps, the QA team needs to be involved from the beginning. So you can be part of this from the beginning and plan your maintenance. You can identify what test cases are going to break or what framework areas are going to be affected, and then you can plan your maintenance work in advance. Then the best thing is you can also work with dev people to make sure that it is going to reduce your maintenance work. You can ask them to keep the same IDs or same stuff as much as possible so that it is going to reduce your maintenance work. Then continuously monitor AUT new features. So let's say there is a new feature request, then continuously monitor those feature requests as well, because in most cases there will be changes to existing stuff as well due to new feature requests, like in terms of the order or UI or settings or sections, whatever. Because of the new features, there will be changes to existing stuff as well. Let's consider one example here. So let's take e-commerce example. Let's say you are working on an e-commerce application, then there is a new feature, daily deals. So you are going to provide daily discounted deals. Each day it is going to change. So each day you are going to take few products and you are going to give specific discounts. So daily deals is coming. That is a new feature. Then dev are going to add this to top navigation. So in the top navigation you have like home, store, then you're going to get this daily deals menu as well. So with this, let's say so far you have like 5 menus in the top navigation. When you add daily deals, it's going to be 6. So total we have like 6 menus. Then whatever navigation menu based tests, they are going to fail. If you are doing the navigation based test for like menu count or based on menu order, they are going to fail. So navigation menu based test will fail. And also when you implement daily deals, definitely it is going to like affect product pricing and cart functionality. So in pricing, based on the daily deal, you need to display the pricing information. Based on the daily deal, you need to display information in cart. So pricing section is going to change, cart section is going to change. So some test cases may break. So continuously monitor the new features as well, and based on those new features, what existing areas are going to change, and then you need to find out those, and you need to find out what test cases and what automation areas are going to be affected. Then you can apply the same criteria, like whatever we discussed for change request, you can apply the same criteria. If you are following, like if your company is following agile and DevOps, QA will be involved from the beginning. So you can be part of this from the beginning and plan your maintenance. You can also work with dev to develop in a way to reduce the maintenance work. So you can work with dev team to make sure that whatever they are developing, that is going to cause less work for you, like in terms of test automation maintenance. Then going further, we are going to discuss about top automation testing trends in 2020. So this year, what are the top automation testing trends? So let's go through them one by one. The first one is usage of artificial intelligence and machine learning will continue to grow in automation testing. So AI and ML. AI stands for artificial intelligence, ML stands for machine learning. So these two are continuously growing in every area. In every sector, these are getting implemented, and we have to leverage AI and ML. Even we have to leverage these in test automation as well. AI can be used in below areas for enhanced automation, like prioritizing the test cases for automation. So based on the test cases, based on the test case area feature, based on the user impact, we can use AI for prioritizing the test cases, then classifying the defects and giving the defect prioritization we can use. Then one more interesting thing is like interacting with the AUT and AUT elements. So let's say if there is a web element you are looking for and that is not found, like that is changed, now we have a new web element. Using AI, we can proceed with that new web element. We can implement AI and machine learning to interact with AUT and AUT elements. If like some AUT state is not there, or if some AUT element is not there, then what to do? So AI can be used in that section. So going forward, artificial intelligence and machine learning will continue to grow in test automation. We are going to leverage those. Then Selenium 4 will be releasing soon. Almost all automation testers are waiting for Selenium 4 release. So once that is released, that will be also heavily used. So Selenium 4 will be one of the top automation testing trend in 2020. Then going further, moving towards all-in-one tool for all testing and automation needs. There is increasing demand for a single tool that can handle everything, like web, API, mobile and desktop automation, then manual testing, test case management. It's like for all your testing needs, for all your automation needs, you are just going to go to one tool. With that, it is going to be really easy. You don't need to stick around different tools. You have like desktop application, mobile app, then web app. You don't need to like have 3 tools. So there is increasing demand for all-in-one tool that is going to handle all your testing requirements, all your automation requirements, even test case management as well. So there are tools like Catalan Studio and Ranorax. They are still evolving, like trying to get to all-in-one tool stage. So there are tools, they are evolving. So there is increasing demand for those tools as well. Even those tools are going to use a Selenium internally. So Catalan uses a Selenium and Appium internally, but these are like commercial tools. The next thing is a cloud-based automation. Everything is going towards cloud, like distributed and cloud-based. Even test automation is going towards that. So the first thing is like hosting the whole automation and all resources in cloud. So we can use a GitHub. So with GitHub, you have your whole automation code, then you have your whole automation resources hosted in GitHub. Then you can implement all the software development best practices like code reviews or working as a team. So you can implement all those best practices. So the first thing is like hosting the whole automation development in the cloud. We can use GitHub. Then the next thing is executing that automation on cloud-based platforms. Like now we have like different companies available which provide cloud-based cross-browser platforms like Sauce Labs or Browser Stack, like that. So we have service providers and we can use them for cloud-based platforms and executing on that. So these are the main trends that are going to be followed in 2020 for test automation. Then there is one more thing, self-healing test automation. This is also getting very popular. So what is self-healing? So it is the ability to self-heal and avoid the test failures due to issues in automation code. When there are issues in the automation code, let's say specific web element is not present or some area is changed, we need to make sure that the test execution is not affected that much. We are using AI or machine learning and we are finding alternative ways. So that is self-healing test automation. So it is making sure that we are avoiding test failures due to issues in the automation code. So there is one example here. So let's say we are looking for a required web element. We are looking for a submit button, and that is changed to login now. So that button is changed, the UI is changed, HTML code attributes are changed. Then that specific test is going to fail. So we need to find alternative element for that or new changed element for that to proceed for that test execution. All this comes under self-healing. So we can use artificial intelligence, and based on the machine learning, we can use AI and we can find the new element or we can find the alternative element and proceed. So basically it is reducing test failure as much as possible due to issues in the automation code. Then finally we are at conclusion team. So whatever we discussed so far, let's conclude that. So all these best practices are really important. We have discussed about different stages like starting the automation, then planning the automation, developing the automation, then executing, then maintaining, and then we have discussed 2020 automation trends as well. So all these are really important. Automation test engineers, automation test leads and managers should consider these best practices to successfully implement automation and to get very good ROI. So whatever you are investing, like the human resources, the time, the machines, labs, setup, whatever, you have to get a very good return on that investment. Starting and planning automation stages are very important because that's where you are exactly defining, and development is going to follow that. So those two stages are really important. And going further, below are very important to plan very well from early stages. Otherwise, we will end up spending a lot of money, time and resources in later stages. So these are really important and you have to make sure that get them very clear and very enhanced as early as possible. So automation test strategy, the whole strategy like entry criteria, exit criteria, what to automate, stable test cases, whatever the proper automation plan, you need to plan that properly. Then what to automate, the automation tool you are going with, the hybrid automation framework you are going to use, the CI setup you want to do, the CI requirements. So you need to have these 5 in advance and you need to plan them properly so that later you are going to avoid so much of work in development or execution or in maintenance. So plan these 5 properly in early stages so that you are going to avoid lot of time waste or resource waste or getting a very low ROI. Then make sure your automation is going to be easy to use for all, easy to understand, easy to execute, easy to maintain, easy to report, and less complex. So at the end, you have to get a very good ROI. You need to make sure that whatever your automation is there, that is going to be used across your team. It is not just you. There is going to be a new member, or even if you leave, someone need to pick up. So it's a team. So it should be very easy to use for the whole team and easy to understand. Then even sometimes you have to execute, or some other team member need to execute even the debugging, like when there are failed test cases, if you are on leave, your team member need to do that. So it's a teamwork, and you need to make sure that when you are writing something or when you are doing something, it is not just for you. It's like, okay, I can understand this well, that's fine. That is not the case. You need to consider the team and you need to keep the team in mind. So make sure that the whole automation is easy to use for all, easy to understand, easy to execute, easy to maintain, easy to report, and less complex. And based on that, it is incremental job. So time to time you need to evolve your automation and you need to enhance, and it is going to be incremental and continuous work. Okay, so we are done with the webinar. Any questions, team? Thank you for your patience, and these topics are really important, so it is time for Q&A. Any questions, team? Okay, so there is a question: when is Selenium 4 getting released? So as of now, they are developing alpha builds, like alpha 4 was released. So still there is time. We need to wait and see. This is open source project and it will take time. Any questions, team? Use the chat window. Okay, so there is one more question. What is Page Factory? So Page Factory is part of Page Object Pattern. So it's not a completely different framework. Page Factory is like enhancement to a Page Object Pattern. So for Page Factory to work, you need to have the Page Object Pattern. So once you implement the Page Object Pattern, then you're going to add that benefit, Page Factory. So it is like addition, enhancement to a Page Object Pattern. Okay, so there is one more question regarding the TestNG. What are different test case management tools? So TestNG is really very popular when you are using Java. TestNG is recommended. We have JUnit as well, but TestNG is really feature rich compared to JUnit. When you use a Microsoft tool stack, then there are different other Microsoft related testing frameworks like XUnit or NUnit. Even there is one from Microsoft as well. When you use a Visual Studio, there is a Microsoft testing framework is there. But when you are using Java, TestNG is recommended. So there is one more question: any tool that is available for self-healing? For self-healing, we need to use AI and machine learning. And when you take Selenium, that's an open source project. So in terms of funds or in terms of financially supporting that, it is going to be really hard. So when you look for self-healing, it's like you are looking for commercial tools because they have that kind of budget, that kind of amount and resources to spend. So that is still in very early stage and need to evolve. So I would say Catalan Studio is evolving in that direction. Thank you for watching this video, team. Hope the covered topics will help you. Also, subscribe to our channel, like and comment on the video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.